Good morning, student. Today, our next topic is administration of Mauryan Empire. King was the most important and very powerful part of the administration in all the empires. And on that time, in the Mauryan Empire, king was a very powerful for the administration. All the powers were in the hands of the king. For the convenience of their administration, he divided his empire into the five major political centers. The first one is the capital Patliputra and the provincial center of the Takshila, Ujjaini, Toshali, Swaranagiri. All these mentioned in the Ashokan inscriptions. If we examine the content of these inscriptions, we find virtually the same message engraved everywhere, from the present-day northwest frontier provinces of Pakistan to the Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Uttarakhand in India. Then, for the strong administrative control, administrative control was strongest in the areas around the capital and the provincial centers. These centers were he chosen very carefully, both Takshila and Ujjaini, being situated an important long distance trade routes. While Swaran means gold, Giri means mountain. It means golden mountains. Was possibly important for tapping the gold mines of the Karnataka. It means that in the southern part of India, in Swaranagiri, on that time and even in this time, we have the gold mines in Karnataka. Then communication system. Communication system along both land and riverine routes was vital for the existence of the empire. Journeys from center to the provinces would have taken weeks, if not months. This meant arranging the provisions as well as the protection for those who were on the move. So the communication system was very good on that time, and the people they used both land as well as the riverine routes. Then very important part of the administration, that was the army. They divided the army into two parts, two subcommittees. The first subcommittee again classified into the six parts. Like as you see here, navy, transport, foot soldiers, horses, chariots, elephants. Now see first navy. This part, this committee look after the navy, soldiers and all the things. Then the second management, the transport and provisions. The third was responsible for the foot soldiers. Then fourth look after the horses. And the fifth for chariots, and chariots means rath. And the sixth also look after, see, each and everything of the elephants. On that time, according to the Greek sources, the Mauryan rule had a standing army of the 6 lakhs foot soldier, 30,000 cavalry, and the 9,000 elephants. Now, the second subcommittee. Again, here you see the first point, bullock carts. The second subcommittee looked after arranging for the bullock carts to carry the equipments. On that time, for the transformation of the equipment from one place to another place, they were used the bullock carts. Procuring food for the soldiers and fodder for the animals. The arrangement for of the food for soldiers and fodder for the animals, this the whole management seen by this second committee. Then they recruiting the servants and the artisan to look after the soldiers. The next part is Dhamma, fifth part. Ashoka also tried to hold his empire together by propagating Dhamma. Dhamma was a view of the Mauryan Empire, the principle of which, as we have seen, were simple and virtually universally applicable. According to him, would ensure the well-being of people in this world, and that's next special officers. They also appointed the special officers known as the Dhamma Maha Amatya were appointed for to spread the message of the Dhamma. Dhamma was the collection of all the good points of the different religion. So in this way, this vast empire was held by the kings of Mauryan Empire. Now the importance of empire. Our historians began reconstructed early Indian history in the 19th century. The emergence of the Mauryan Empire was regarded as a major landmark. We saw this Mauryan Empire was very important because, see now first point, in the 19th and early 20th century, Indian historians found the possibility that there was an empire in early India, both challenging and very exciting. So the historians they took the interest in this Mauryan Empire and excavated and uh, explain this empire in very proper way. The second one is the stone sculptures. Stone sculptures were considered to be the example of the spectacular art typical of empires. The message on Ashoka's inscriptions, third point inscriptions, very different from that of most other rulers. Was very powerful and industrious, and also more humble than later rulers who adopted grandiose titles. So all these inscriptions give a lot of the information about this Mauryan Empire. So the historians and the others have a lot of interest to getting the knowledge of from this empire. It is not surprising that nationalist leaders in the 20th century regarding him as an inspiring figure. So for all these reasons, this empire was very important and give a lot of knowledge and inspire us till now. Thank you, student.